When anyone asks me to explain the metaverse or extended reality, I hesitate because in truth, the answer to that question is so incredibly vast. Before we dive in to talk about why extended reality or XR is incredibly important, especially in education, there are a few terms and definitions for us to cover. And by the time you finish watching this video, you'll be able to summarize what it is and also compare the differing ways to have these experiences. The first word for us to look at is probably this word metaverse. Now, of course, as we mentioned earlier, Zuckerberg has adopted the terminology and has even decided to rebrand his company and called it Meta. But the word preceded him. Those who had already been using it to describe the many pre-existing virtual worlds prior to him get a bit irritated, instead thinking that it should be referred to as metaverses. Now, we could argue that the very word metaverse is in itself plural. The most important thing to hold on to when trying to understand this plurality is that we're actually looking at multiple universes containing multiple galaxies, containing multiple worlds, containing multiple apps and experiences, and multiple ways to have those experiences. And we access virtual reality through head-mounted displays, or HMD for short, and to be honest, most of the time we just say, where is the headset? Now, when you're inside a virtual world, as you would have seen when we visited the Immerse platform and I was talking to Johnny, then you are represented in the world as an avatar. And that is your identity. The thing is that each platform can have a different way to look, and therefore will require different kinds of avatars. So what can you do when you're in this metaverse? Let's look first at augmented reality, or AR. So the idea of augmented reality is basically placing digital objects on top of the real world. When we look at virtual reality, then in this case, we're distinctly in an alternative place. And it's a very enriched world that has been generated by computer graphics or 360 videos, and the experiences are deeply immersive. Another thing about virtual reality, which is quite interesting, is that it is not just that you can be on your own. You can also be there with others. If you see, that's Johnny to the side of me. And we were having a class with other educators from the UAE, from Florida, and from Canada, but our class, in fact, actually took place on Saturn. Now, this is very similar to augmented reality, except that the virtual objects are integrated into the natural world, so you can have both. I think this image might help a little bit in that this creature is currently in my living room. So that black area behind it is recognizing the side table in my living room. Basically, augmented reality, mixed realities, and virtual realities, they all come under the umbrella term, which is extended reality. And extended reality also covers things like haptics, which is the sense of touch, and you'll see that later. And it's also about other types of immersive experiences,